How's it going, fitness professionals? My name is Tyler Valencia and I'm the president of KIPS and Kettlebell Concepts. In this tutorial, we're going to do things a little bit different. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be different. We're going to assemble the ultimate streaming package. For this one, we're going to focus on three things. We're going to focus on quality, transportability, and the overall setup. So who is this for? This is for somebody that is just starting out and maybe wants to invest in something quality, something great from the get-go, or maybe even somebody that already has a setup and they just want to improve a couple things here and there and they want to see how it all connects. Before we go any further, make sure to subscribe and also leave us a comment with how you're going to utilize this equipment in the future. Let's jump into the equipment for this tutorial. Before we start, please note that this is just a fun exercise to make a streaming setup, and in no way are you required to purchase these exact items. There are similar ones available, but for the sake of this tutorial, we can stand by the fact that these ones all work together. You can find the links for these items in the description below. Our first stop is the iPad Pro. For those looking to upgrade their computer or laptop, I would highly recommend taking a look at the iPad Pro. Apple designs these newer models to compete with laptops, and it's a powerhouse. You could essentially run your whole business from this iPad and do things like edit, return emails, and film content for your library of exercises. The one in this tutorial is the 11-inch and has a camera on the back that is 12 megapixels and can film in 4K. When you think about this machine compared to a laptop, the camera is better and it's easy to set up. You can throw it on a tripod and you're set to start streaming. Next is the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. If you've been following this channel, you know that we've done tutorials on both interfaces and mixers. From testing and speaking with instructors, the one we'd recommend over the other is the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. Alone, the setup is much easier and the feedback adjustments on the Scarlett is very practical. Compared to the mixer, we've seen that the quality is much better too. This could be due to the microphones we've used, but so far, this would be the one we rate the highest. Moving on to microphones. Now when this topic comes up, the first reaction is always to the price. We get it. $200 for a lavalier microphone can be a big investment. Speaking from experience, skipping on a quality microphone can ruin hours of filming or be a pain to set up. The Rode Go is a reliable option that also allows for adjustments depending on your speaking voice or the equipment you're utilizing it with. For the sake of price, we also list an option that is half the cost and is essentially a knockoff version. The PhotoWelt Lav mic has the same design and tends to be in stock more as well. For instructors needing feedback or want to use this setup for Zoom meetings, some speakers will be needed. The quality from the Amazon Basic speakers isn't the best, but it gets the job done and doesn't break the bank. If you have some old computer speakers laying around the house, that can do the job as well. Your first instinct might be to try to use a Bluetooth speaker, especially since it's the year 2020, but you need something that can plug into the last port of the Scarlett Solo via 1/4 to 1/8 female adapter. In previous tutorials, we've used the Amazon Basics tripod because it's cheap and it gets the job done. It can be used in this setup as well, but we would recommend something a little sturdier. Ideally, you want something that can adjust to a higher height than the Basics tripod and is not going to tip over if a gust of wind comes and your iPad is attached. We put the Tac Life 55-inch tripod and the Gikoto 77-inch tripod below, and each option is a solid purchase. Our last main stop in the equipment department is lighting. For this stop, we are going to assemble a light that is going to save you money and come with some power. What we would not recommend is a circle light. Those are made for up-close selfie videos and photos, and typically when we stream workouts, we're at least 5 to 6 feet away from the camera. For this setup, we're going to need the Bonlux 40-watt LED studio bulb, an eMart photography lamp holder, the Amazon Basics aluminum light tripod stand, and the newer white translucent soft umbrella. Together, this setup is around $40 to $60, but can easily compare to setups that are in the $100 plus range. Save yourself some money and go with something that is going to light up your whole body and give your audience a clearer stream. To wrap up this part of the tutorial, I'm going to read off the adapters and cords that you need to pull this all together. You'll need a 1/4 to 1/8 female adapter, an XLR to TRS adapter, the Apple USB-C digital multi-port adapter, the Apple Lightning to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter if you're using an iPhone or iPad to play your music. The Anchor USB 3.0 port is a great additional item as well, a 1/4 to 1/8 audio cable, the iPad charger which will help you power the iPad and interface, and then finally a power strip and some extension cords can be very helpful. So let's get to the setup now. A couple of the items that were talked about previously are actually part of filming this tutorial. So the Go microphone that I'm using right now, but also the light source that was discussed previously. So you could see how powerful that is to light up this setting, but also hear the clarity on the microphone as well. So let's kick it off by plugging in the Focusrite Solo, so your music interface. So with that, first I'm going to plug it into the back. And with this one, this is going to go into your USB 3 port here. What's great about this one is that it also has the Ethernet port on the bottom. So let's say that you just want to make sure that you have that connection whenever you're streaming. This is great. You can take a cord from your router, plug it right into the bottom, and also make sure all into one space right here. So this is going to go into your Apple USB-C adapter that you'll need to make all of this work. This adapter is also great because it also has the power source here, but also an HDMI. Let's say that you want an external monitor to see yourself while you teach your class. That is an option here with this adapter. So I'm going to plug it in to the iPad here. After that, let's plug in the music source. So with that one, that's going to be with your audio cable. And that's going to go into the instrument port right here. So I have a Apple Lightning from a TRS adapter onto it because I'm going to plug it into my phone, my iPhone here. So that's going to be your music source that goes into port 2, your instrument port. Lastly, actually not lastly, there's 2 more things to go. Let's plug in your speaker, so your feedback speaker. So let's say that you're teaching a class and you want to hear the music, you want to hear the beat so that you can cue, or even if, let's say, you want to hear somebody on the end, you could do that with some feedback speakers. So you need this adapter. It's the 1/8 to 1/4, the female adapter. You're going to plug it into the headphone jack on the side. And I'm going to plug in the Amazon speakers right into that. And then lastly, and this will be completed once we get to the testing, I'm going to plug in the adapter, so your TRS to your XLR adapter right here. That goes into port 1, and I'll take the Rode Go in and plug that in, and now we have the setup right there. So this is a demo recording just showcasing how it all sounds and looks together. The light is offset, the interface is connected, all the items we showed are working together right now. So the microphone, music, all those pieces inside of a recording with the iPad. This is a demo inside of now Vimeo showcasing the utilization of all the items we mentioned. So the light, the interface, the adapters with the iPad, all of it's being recorded inside of the Vimeo app, which can also be utilized for streaming if you choose that route.